Tigernut flour is actually not a nut as the name implies, which makes it a great paleo option for those of you who are not sensitive but are also trying to avoid wheat and oats and other grains in your diet. Tigernut flour acts a lot like almond flour in the texture and the way that you can use it in baked goods. I would say you can even substitute it one-to-one for almond flour. It's a little bit more dense, but I actually like the texture that it added to the cake when I used it. The other great thing about tigernut flour is it's high in protein and high in fiber, so it's great for weight management and blood sugar management. The other thing is it has resistant starch, which is actually great food for your gut bacteria. It's super great for the gut. And so basically tigernut flour is an alternative to almond flour and other nut flours. It's hypoallergenic. It's good for people who have food sensitivities. It's a grain-free flour. It's high in protein, high in fiber. I wouldn't say it's low in carb because it is a root vegetable, but it's definitely much better for your blood sugar than having a wheat bread or wheat flour. My favorite brand is Anthony's Tigernut flour from Amazon. I've used it and I love the texture. I love how the cake came out. I tried cookies and other stuff with it, but today I'm going to show you an apple cinnamon vanilla cake using Tigernut flour. I'm also going to be using coconut oil for those of you who are sensitive to dairy. I am going to be including eggs, and I know some people that have a lot of food sensitivities are sensitive to eggs, but I'm still experimenting and trying to find a way to skip the eggs in this recipe. Also gonna sweeten this with date sugar, which is a new healthy type of sugar that I'm experimenting with, and I actually love the outcome. It tasted just like sugar. It added this like really nutty, rich flavor as if you used kind of like molasses in your cake, and it's really healthy. It's good for your blood sugar levels. It's good for inflammation, and it's it's a natural food. It's a pure natural food. It's nothing processed, and so you can feel good about feeding it to yourself and to your kids. So let me show you how this goes.
In this recipe, we're gonna use natural vanilla powder. This one I love to get from Amazon, and it's water extracted. We're gonna use date sugar, but you can also use honey or maple syrup. We're gonna use tigernut flour, and I love the Anthony's brand from Amazon. We're gonna use unsweetened almond milk. We're gonna start by putting 2 cups of the tigernut flour. We will follow that with 3/4 cup of date sugar, honey, or maple syrup. Then we're going to crack in 3 eggs. Followed by 1/4 spoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt, 2 teaspoons of the vanilla powder, and 1/2 cup of softened butter or coconut oil. Just make sure it's soft enough so that the dough can blend well. Blend everything very well in the blender, and then add 1/2 cup of almond milk and 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch. And definitely do not attempt to do what I did here, trying to put the almond milk as the blender is working, because it failed miserably. Then you're gonna cut 2 apples into small cubes, put them in the tray that you're planning to bake your cake in, sprinkle some cinnamon on top. And then pour all your dough on top of the apples. Now preheat your oven on 375. Put your cake inside for about 30 minutes or until it's golden and cooked from the inside. And then enjoy.
If you have enjoyed this recipe, do not keep it to yourself. Make sure you share it with your friends, you leave me a comment below, and you subscribe to my channel.